Hi everyone, it's Meredith with Soul Navigation, and I am so happy to be here to help you learn about the transits for May 2020 and June 2020 and how they are going to affect you. So the most important thing in the month of May is our retrogrades, and I'm sure you've already heard about it, but Venus is going retrograde and so is Saturn and Jupiter, and we already know that Pluto has already retrograded in April. So what does this mean for you? Well, we're going to peel back the layers and we're going to go deep, deep inside. And I'm going to tell you what you can expect for the month of May and June. And the energy is shifting right now. The energy is changing. And I think that there are some really good, spectacular days. We've got 2 or 3 really good, yummy days, and I want you to take advantage of them. Also, I want to tell you that the void of course moon is a true thing. And I hope that you saw my last video and that you got a moon tracker and you're learning how to track the moon, because when you do, you can merge kind of with the energies and make them work for you. So I'm here for you today. This is going to be a no editing video. So I hope I make it all the way through and you will get to see and hear all the bloopers. So just hang with me. And maybe you want to get out your calendar, right? And take some notes, because this is a jam-packed video for you. Here we go. Let's dive in. Let's dive in. So we're going to start with May 9th. And that was yesterday. So you can pick up this video wherever you want, but sometimes it's good to look at transits in hindsight because you can see when energy shifted and when energy changed. And on May 9th, Mercury was in this harmony to Pluto. And so I don't know about you, but my day just went to shit. I mean, it was such a hard day. And sometimes I think Pluto is a lot of energy for any planet to have a conversation with. And the aspects just mean the planets are in contact with one another and they're talking to one another. And what are they talking about? And how are they talking to each other? What kind of relationship are they having with each other and then also with you? But Mercury in Taurus was sitting there, you know, in conversation with Pluto yesterday. And it's kind of interesting because it's like a very psychic time on May 9th. If you got or received any kind of deeper communication, you really need to take it to heart. So this is also a time where you would really be thinking about the psychology of your life, going within sort of the secret spaces within yourself. And it could have also been, that was Saturday, it could be also a time when really intense conversation came up. So did you have anything really intense happen on Saturday? So on May 10th, Mercury is in good harmonious aspect to Jupiter. And this brings optimism and a better feeling. Mercury, when it's with Pluto, it just kind of gets so radically intense. And when it's with Jupiter, it just lightens. It's like we want to travel and we want to explore ideas, and we are very future oriented, and we kind of want to take on bigger projects, and we want to dream about our next trip and where we're going to go. And we're probably talking about traveling overseas again, even though it seems like it's unlikely. We're dreaming right now. And so it's a great Mother's Day for most moms, and especially if you're a Taurus or a Capricorn or even a Virgo, this day will be really, really good for you. It's a day of feeling open-minded, and it's a day of feeling like you're making progress. And there's like a desire to learn more and expand your knowledge. And it's also a really good time to do some business dealings. It's a good time to sign contracts. It's a good time to communicate. It's a good time for legal matters. So if you need to get a divorce, or if you want to buy a house or a car, this is a really good day on Sunday to do it. You might also see that your level of happiness increases today, where yesterday you might have been intense, moody, grumpy. Things might not have been going your way. But today on Sunday, you can really step into like the charitable side of you and of life. So another aspect that's happening today is the sun is sextile. It's in a good aspect to Neptune, and it's a really spiritual time. It's a beautiful time. It's a time to express unconditional love. It's a time when you can really make contact with the divine. And there's a great receptivity and empathy for you, for your family, for the things that you love. There's just this lovely dance. So Sunday is a really good day. Now, it's preparing us though for Saturn going retrograde on the 11th, and it's going to go retrograde at 1 degree Aquarius. So if you were born around January 21st, this retrograde, Saturn retrograde, is happening right over your sun, and you might feel it intensely. You might feel the lethargy. You might feel this sort of burden on your shoulder. See, Saturn is the Lord of karma. And this is when karma is sort of being calculated or sorted out. This is a time when you may feel limited. You may feel restrictions placed on you. You may feel anxiety, and you may even feel a fear. This is a time where in the United States, at least, and I don't know where you live and what they're doing, but this is a time where we are being asked to wear masks and to restrict ourselves. I've got my little mask right here. Right? And so isn't it funny that here we can go out and we've got this freedom, but we need to wear gloves or have our hand sanitizer or wear our mask and cover our faces, restrict ourselves. So you're going to also see that there's a time right now where you might feel like you can't get to all your particular responsibilities and duties, and you might feel truly tired, and it's okay. But listen to me. This is not a bad transit. This is a time when you're really supposed to pay attention, take stock in your own life and what you want to create, because this Saturn is going to be retrograde until September 29th, 2020. It won't go direct until the end of September. And also it's retrograding at 1 degree Aquarius, but it's going to go all the way back to 25 degrees Capricorn. So if you have anything between 25 degrees Capricorn and 1 degree Aquarius, right? So how you can figure this out is if you were born during the last 5 days of Capricorn, all the way through the first day of Aquarius, this is going to sit right on your sun. And you are going to feel sort of an exhaustion, a tiredness. You're going to be asked to go deep inside of yourself and see where you or your life is limiting you. Where do you want to break free and have playfulness again? Where in your life, what are you missing out on in a way? And take stock of it, right? Because we will spring out of this at the end of September. Now, another way that I look at this is, I know we're getting released from our quarantine, but before September 29th, we will be restricted again. We will probably, I know it's state by state here in the United States. We're not Taiwan and we're not New Zealand, that's for sure. But I pretty much feel with this Saturn retrograde, we're going to be going back inside again. Or you will see that a lot of people don't go outside. Somehow there's going to be a throttling back, a pulling back. Here's my Taurus mug. Happy birthday, Taurus. So on the 11th, May 11th, we're also going to have Mercury squaring Mars. And this is where you can be really impatient, where you can make really fast decisions. You can have a short temper. You can have a short fuse. You can feel aggressive. Somebody might try to bully you. Somebody might be mean to you. Somebody might say mean things to you. I hope not. And you can also really jump to conclusions fast. You can have this rush decision making, where you just say impulsive, wrong things. So watch, somebody really could pick a fight with you or kind of verbally beat you up. I hope it doesn't happen, but we might also hear bad news. We might hear somebody being impulsive or irrational, not making sense, moving too quickly, being thoughtless, right? And there could be fighting and arguments and disruptive, being energy, touchy and testy. And the way through this one is slow down, pause, take a long walk, take a beautiful, beautiful walk. On May 12th, Mercury is trining Saturn. Now, we need this. We need this, right? This is a really good transit to make important decisions in your life, and especially in your career or your business. So if you get called into the office, ask for a raise. I mean, just show what you're doing well in your job or your work, because this is a great day to ask for a bonus or a raise. It's a day of pragmatics, practicality, common sense. And it's a really good day to buy some real estate, or, buy some more shares, or advance your stock portfolio. But I want to tell you that there's a little bit of a trick to this day, because the moon is sandwiched between Pluto and Jupiter. And so there is kind of an intense feeling. The moon loves Jupiter to expand in its optimism and its emotional optimism. But then with Pluto there, it can transform you in a really deep and profound way. And it can even be a little bit painful. But one other thing, very important. On that day, we've got Mars sitting at the 29th degree of Aquarius, and it's about to go, it's about to go into Pisces. And I've got my little chart right here. I don't have much ink, so it's not showing up very well, but it's about to go into Pisces. And I'll tell you something. I love Mars in Aquarius. It's where we find solutions. I like how fast it clips. I like that it is innovative, and it's so cerebral. It's super, super exciting. And a lot of people don't like, or I should say, a lot of people struggle or think that when Mars goes into Pisces, it's a bad thing. And I don't. I love Mars in Pisces because this softens our edges, and this creates the spiritual warrior rather than the intellectual warrior. Okay. So we're going to start, you're going to see, we're going to start banding together collectively, and it moves into Pisces after the 12th. So around the 13th. But also on the 13th, while we have that Mars moving into Pisces, we also get Venus going retrograde. And this is a big, big deal. So Venus, goes direct. So on April 9th, this process started. Now listen to this. Why is Venus in retrograde such a big deal? Well, it is a big deal because this is going to be in the retrograde phase, from the shadow to the retrograde to the second shadow phase, all the way until July 29th. So almost August 1st. So April 9th, I want you to go back and look at your calendars. What happened? Where were you? What was the theme? What was going on? Were you in a relationship and deepening it? Were you about a relationship? Were you starting to struggle in a relationship? Because when Venus goes retrograde, it's not like a Mercury in retrograde. It's a much more nuanced feeling, if you will. But the vibration is one where you're supposed to take stock in yourself. You're supposed to reevaluate your money, your self-esteem, your self-love, your relationship to yourself, your romantic relationships, and what you value. And you might switch around what you value at this time. You also could really feel a sense of loss. Just be tender with yourself. So from April 9th to July 29th, when Venus fully moves out of its shadow and it goes direct, it's probably going to be a very tender time for you. So be kind to yourself, be kind to others. We need that. And this aspect is asking you to figure out what you genuinely value. Now, let me tell you something. If you have Venus in Gemini, or if you are a Gemini, anywhere between the degrees 5 degrees and 21 degrees. So if you were born around May 25th or 26th, right? This is going to affect you. And I really want you to think about something. I want you to think about healing remedies for this. And that would be the arts. So paint, create something, make crafts, build a garden, grow a garden, do anything with your hands, learn massage, do anything, play music, learn a second language, do something creative that forces you to invest in yourself, in your own life force energy. Now, old loves can return at this time, and you can also genuinely, this is a time when you can genuinely deepen your relationship to self. This is a time when you can also find a lost object that you truly valued. So that's good. I have a couple things that I'm looking for, and I hope I find them during my Venus in retrograde. And this is a time when collectively, sorry about my notifications, but this is a time when collectively you will see that there is a deepening around love and appreciation for others. This is a time when we will genuinely show and express that we value other people, and we will get in touch with those pieces of ourselves that allow us to express this. So Venus in retrograde doesn't really have you bottling up your emotions. It has you reorganizing or resorting, sort of like your spice rack, right? It has you reorganizing what you value in life and living from that core place. So retrogrades are always about reorganizing, rethinking, reassessing, reestablishing. And this is, until July 29th, asking you to reassess and reestablish and reinvent your entire value system, including your money, your love, and the things that create value in your life. May 13th, Mars moves in to Pisces. So it moves out of like that intellectual, just, I don't know about you, but I've been bombarded with news, right? And now when Mars moves into the spiritual warrior energy or archetype, we can really connect with love. And this is at the highest degree, this is love into action. At the lowest degree, this is like the hedonistic life of just drugs and alcohol, and we can really lose ourselves and sort of evaporate, right? But at the highest level, this is about putting unconditional divine love into action. And you will see that people will start to stand up and will fight for those who have been suffering, those who have been wronged. You will see collectively that people will band together and come from a place of the heart. So this is like emotional and sensitive. And whenever we have a lot of Pisces energy, It's a time when collectively we will champion for the underdog. So you will see activists and causes being pushed to the forefront, coming from passion and love. And it might not even be intellectualized or organized in a really compartmentalized or organized way. It might be a little bit more haphazard, if you will, no rhyme, no reason. So look for that. And I think it's going to soften our edges. And I have felt so overloaded by the news. So this is sort of a little bit of a slower energy with maybe not as much news coming at you. We'll see though with all the Gemini, right? May 14th, Jupiter goes retrograde. So it goes retrograde at 27 degrees Capricorn, and it ends not until September 12th. So with all these retrogrades, Pluto, Venus, Saturn, and Jupiter, I just feel very strongly that, you know, we've got this expansiveness, like, hey, get out of your houses and go enjoy life, right? And I have a feeling that we're going to get a second wave of this. And because Jupiter, when it goes retrograde, it goes inward, and it's asking you to reassess, reorganize, and reevaluate your belief system. So I will tell you though, on the 14th, even though it is going retrograde, it is in this really gorgeous, and harmonious aspect to the sun. And so even though it's going retrograde, because it has this glorious aspect, it's going to bring us good fortune. So on the 14th, you may receive good news. So many of us will get good news, especially if you are an earth sign or a water sign. So especially if you are Virgo or Taurus or Capricorn or Pisces, Scorpio or Cancer. Tell me your good news that you received on the 14th. I want to know. So, and it can go, this is such a beautiful aspect that anybody can receive this good news. But this is a time between now, May 14th, and September 12th, where you really need to reflect and you need to reassess what you believe in and what your belief system is. You might see that your whole belief system, what you once believed in, has changed. For example, and I'm just giving this as an example, this isn't my belief system, but let's just say you didn't really believe that the coronavirus was really a thing. And then all of a sudden, God forbid, but somebody close to you gets it, right? And then you're in the trenches and the throes of what that looks like. And your whole belief system can just flip right now. So you may be tested. And honestly, Jupiter brings good fortune, and it brings new wealth. It brings new romance. It brings to you, and especially on the 14th, it brings to you, so it's kind of like, I don't know, a sweet gift given to you about what you believe in. Now, during this whole time of the Jupiter in retrograde until September 12th, you need to ask yourself, dive in and ask yourself where you want your life to expand. You know, what do you want more of? What do you need more of? You need to reassess and reorganize what you believe in to become your best self, to become the highest, best version of yourself. And where does Capricorn sit in your chart? So if it's in health and fitness, the 6th house, well, maybe you need a new belief system around the food that you eat, or the diet that you're on, or the exercise program that you have. Or maybe you need to be very honest about your blood pressure, your anxiety, your stress, right? So this is a time to sort of reinvent yourself, your belief system, your attachments to what you believe, and where is 27 degrees to 17 degrees. So 17 to 27, that's 10 degrees. Capricorn, where is that in your chart? Put that in the comments below and tell me what house that is in. And if you don't know, I should tell you right now, shameless plug, but in the month of May, and I hope you're watching this, every single report and my charts are all on sale. They are so inexpensive. You can just go get this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous chart so you can know where all your planets are on my website at soulnavigation.com. Just go over there. And also, if you haven't bought my deep dive long natal report, oh my God, it is to die for. It is so, so good. I just did a report for a gentleman the other day, and the report was 60 pages long, all about you. And it will tell you everything you ever wanted to know about yourself. It is so fantastic. It's on sale for the month of May because I want to help out. I want to help you understand yourself at a deeper level. You know, I was really thinking about my channel, and I was thinking about, you know, what's my niche? And I figured out what my niche is. And my niche is, if you want to level up, the people that watch this channel, they want to level up in their knowledge of astrology. So thank you for being with me. I absolutely love my subscribers. Help me get to 20,000 and share my videos, please, and like them, share them, and comment for me. It just means the world to me. And I want to know also what subjects you like. So I have another series coming up that I'm going to launch next week, but I want to know, what do you want to know? That's what I want to know. So let's keep going. Okay. So you know that between September 12th, between now, May 14th, and September 12th, that this is about inner growth. With Jupiter going retrograde, this is about deeper self-reflection and spiritual awareness. You know, recreating, if you will, a new belief system inside of you, or polishing up the one you already have, or making sure that you're not living in a hypocritical way, because blessings come when Jupiter springs forward, especially if you've done your work. So May 15th, the sun is trining Pluto, and this is a powerful day. So personal or professional problems can be more easily resolved right now. And you can take on more leadership in your life, especially in your career. And you can make some really positive changes. And even your credit can improve right now. So if your credit report is kind of in the dumps, work on it right now. Start making phone calls. Start helping yourself around clearing it up, or hire somebody who can help you. Because this is a time when you can really polish up your credit. And you can polish up your self-esteem too, because you can step into your power. So the 15th is a power day. And you might see people abusing this day and power tripping. You might see that. So May 17th, the sun is trining Jupiter. I think this is one of the best days of the year. This is one of the best aspects for sure. This transit is like the best solar transit that there is, pretty much. Sun trining Jupiter. And you should be feeling on top of the world and enjoying warm, friendly chemistry and conversations and relationships with everyone, personal and professional, your animals, your children, all of it. It should feel like a warm, sunny day. And there's financial gains for you. I'd play the lottery today. You can increase your overall net worth. And this is like, you'll see spiritual growth inside your own life. You will step into your wisdom, not just confidence, but your wisdom. You know, wisdom is just so. Confidence is something that you kind of hold on to, right? Hold on tightly to. Wisdom, you just sort of sit back in your wisdom. So there's deep personal growth with this aspect, and that's May 17th. And also, this is a time when you can really have a positive outlook and a broad outlook about life. You can really dream on this day, and your dreams can come true on this day. This is sort of like self-mastery, if you will. It's a beautiful day. So do something extraordinary on the 17th of May. That's going to be my favorite day. And I want to know how your May 17th goes. So please leave a comment below and let me know, how was May 17th for you. On May 20th, we get out of Taurus. So, and we move into busy Gemini. Happy birthday, Geminis. Oh, I have so many great Geminis in my life. Happy, happy birthday, Gemini season. So on the 20th, though, this is a really hard day. So soak up the 17th, soak up all the love on the 17th, because on May 20th, Venus squares Neptune. And I think that you have probably, if you're studying astrology, you've probably already heard about Venus squaring Neptune. I think this is a collective re-evaluating our worth as people. And I think this is us asking us, what are our lives really worth? What is important to us? And there can be a great deal of sadness with Venus squaring Neptune. So this is hard. This is really, really hard. And, you know, Venus is retrograde, and it retrograded back on the 13th, but it retrogrades all the way until June 25th. And we are reassessing who we are, what we value, what we're worth. You know, let's say we're in a relationship, and we know that we're worth more than what this relationship is giving to us. This is a time when we will feel like leaving it. It's a time that, oh gosh, you know, it's a time when I don't think I would get married at this time between May 13th and June 25th, to be honest. I just wouldn't. And I also, I would be very introspective at this time. I would really think deeply about the things that I value. Now, I want to also tell you that Venus in retrograde let me just say, Venus rules aesthetics and beauty. So right now, I would not do a surgery for aesthetic beauty, especially with it squaring Neptune. Now, if you have to have a surgery, that's fine. But if it's to, you know, create an aesthetic look, I would not do that until after June 25th. I would, and you know what? If you have to do something like that, get on my online scheduler. You can go to soulnavigation.com, book a 30-minute appointment, and I will help you find your best day. And also, I want you to go watch my last video on how to pick your luckiest days of the year, and watch that, because you don't want to have surgery, any kind of surgery, during a voided course moon. Nope, nope, nope. So, you also, when Venus squares Neptune, you might feel like communication with lovers, with your love, isn't going so well. But this is an awesome time for great self-care and self-love. And because it's in Gemini, I will tell you that all things Gemini are going to feel odd or wonky right now. So it's like social, your social media or communication, or you will see that your communication might be filled with a little bit of deception. It's going to be really hard to figure out what's true and what's not true. It's going to be hard to figure out who's lying to me, who's telling me the truth. And you may even hear catty, superficial, gossipy things. You might feel like there's a vacancy inside communication. And you may really question the truth and the veracity of the things that you hear. Also, I want to tell you, on the 20th, there is a bomb on this day. And it's because the moon is conjunct Uranus. So there could be on May 20th a very, very, very hard to hear, hard to receive piece of news in your life. I want you to drive carefully, be careful with your words, be careful with the loved ones in your life. So May 20th is tough. It's a tough day. There is an emotional explosion. So I don't know, you know, I'll tell you also that if you are, you know, if you are a Gemini or a Sagittarius or a Pisces or a Virgo, this is sort of like a hold on tight. you know, the nodal axis is switching. And so if you are a Gemini, a Sagittarius, a Virgo, or a Pisces, the next 18 months are really massively important. You are going to experience an enormous life change, life-changing events in the next 18 months for you. We'll get more into that later, but I just want you to know that and be aware. So on the 22nd, we're going to have a couple good transits now because we need them, right? So Mercury is conjunct Venus on the 22nd. That is an I love you day. I love you. I love you. I love you. And talk to others and tell them that you love them. This is the day to give and receive love. This is the day to really profess your feelings. This is a day to put poetry into motion. This is a day to really show up for other people. This is a day to get bigger than your own self and to really pour that love out into the world. The sun is also trine Saturn, so it's a little bit of a sobering day. And it's a day when we can really take on a lot of responsibility. And it's a day when we can really reach our goals. The moon is there too. And so this is an awesome day to really accomplish something great. And we have a little bit of a double-edged sword though, right? Because the sun is now in Gemini and Saturn is in Aquarius. And so we can be really smart and ingenious and we're just bursting with energy. And the new moon is here too. And so we have this intellectual desire to learn and to communicate and to grow and to plant new seeds and let them blossom like our gardens are right now. And this is really exciting. So I do want you to plant those new seeds, those new thoughts, and really fertilize them, right? Really step into your strength and your power around who you want to be and what you want to do and what you want to create. So that is so good. But on the other hand, on the flip side, Mercury on May 22nd is squaring Neptune. So we do have this sun trine Saturn, but then, so we're capable of a lot, but we have Mercury square Neptune. And so we hear a bunch of bullshit, just a ton. It's in Gemini. Mercury's in Gemini, squaring Neptune in Pisces. And so get ready for a bunch of BS to be flown your way, right? It is, I'm praying that that sun trine Saturn really sorts it out and can see through the BS, the rose-colored glasses, the illusions and delusions that are being spoon-fed to you. This is like conspiracy theories. This is like just don't buy the bullshit. This is when you can really struggle because you uncover the lies being told to you, or you can't see the lie. So this is fake news galore, not real numbers, not real people. And I just want you to be careful. You will feel confused and you're not going to know which way is up. And you might feel that way about your own life. You might feel like you have options and you don't know which way to go. So especially if you are a Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces, or Virgo, this is going to feel massively confusing, especially if you're a Pisces. It's going to feel massively confusing. Sit with yourself and go slow. Go really slow with yourself so you can take stock and measure very carefully the pros and cons, the good and the bad. And you may feel like this until the 27th of May, between the 22nd and the 27th. And it may even happen a tiny bit earlier because sometimes we feel the transits a few days earlier. On May 22nd, we have that new moon. So sit with that moon and ask for clarity. Ask for clarity around which way to go so you can make good decisions, great decisions, amazing decisions with a clear mind. And you may feel kind of exhausted and overloaded with all this news coming in, but Saturn hopefully cuts through it all and hopefully brings this realism to your life. And hopefully the Saturn piece of what's going on right now on May 22nd gives you this stabilizing, sober, steadiness, right? And good fortune comes to those who put some skin in the game. So don't check out right now. On the 22nd, you got to manifest, manifest, manifest. And you have to really get rid of the liars and the cheaters and the sneaks in your life. And you have to be willing to push them aside. They're not good for you. They're very toxic. This can be a real energy suck, a real mind suck. You can really attract kind of spiritual vampires right now that just suck all your energy out and use you. So I want you to be really, really, really clear on this new moon, and it will be beautiful in the night. That night will be dark. You won't see that new moon, but the night sky will be so gorgeous, and it will be clear for most of us. Now, let's see. So on the 22nd, it's almost like you're dealing with tricky energy. The energy is so, so good in so many ways. And it also can really play tricks on you. It can be the trickster. So use the trickster for your advantage to manifest with, right? Let's work with the good parts of that day, because they're great parts to plant the seeds to build the stronger future that you want for yourself. It's a big manifesting day. But if you feel confused, if you don't know what to believe in, pray or manifest clarity so you can have a clear-cut path. And if not, you can always book a reading with me and I will help you. So May 25th, Mars is sextiling Uranus. So this is big, impulsive, fun, erratic, bright, positive, exciting energy. This is inspiring times. This is when you can really do something innovative with your life. And there's a radical shift and of change coming to you right now. So on the 25th of May, it's a couple days before, a couple days after, I want to know what shifted for you. What was the giant change that happened in your life? Because change is coming. And I think we're ready for some change. We're ready for some excitement, right? So tell me, and it might be a small but big thing. It might be just something that you get that brings more joy into your life. Somebody might surprise you with, I don't know, a new trampoline or a ping pong table or a tennis racket. And it just creates like a whole new chapter in your life that just has playful joy in it. But there is a radical shift in your life around the 25th of May. Okay, June 5th. This is, holy heck, hold on to your hat. This is a lunar eclipse and it happens at 15 degrees Sagittarius. And it is on June 5th, 2020. And the Sagittarius moon is opposing the sun at 15 degrees Gemini and also Venus. Now, if you have a 15 degree anything, I don't care what sign it is, it could be Scorpio, a 15 degree anything, you will feel this lunar eclipse. Now, if you have a 15 degree Gemini, a 15 degree Pisces, Virgo, or Sag, anything, this eclipse is sitting right there. And this will be massive in your life. And this could be hard. This could be tough. But what it really is you will grow. You will grow from this. And this will be, I think June 5th could be a really rough day. Now, if you don't mind, I want you to please say a little prayer for me, because right smack here is where my son sits. And I'm nervous. And I already had one of these on the 21st of January. And I just don't know if I can handle a second one. I'm sure I can. But please, I got my crystal here. Please say a little prayer for me that my family and everybody is safe, because this massive lunar eclipse is going to sit right smack on my soul. So I'll let you all know how it goes. But if you've got 15 degrees Gemini or Sagittarius, Virgo or Pisces, this is probably going to be a very, very big moment for you. It's sort of like standing on the San Andreas fault line. If you know where that is, that's the earthquake line that goes through San Francisco. It's a very fragile fragile sort of plate tectonic area in the United States that can just crumble. So it's just going to catapult us into a new space and a new place. So pay attention to whatever is happening on June 5th. It is a massive day. Massive. And please leave me a comment either here or on my Instagram. And if you're not following me on my Instagram, please do, because I do lives all the time over there. And I talk about daily transits over there. So go join me at soul underscore navigation. So the major features at this time are Mars and Neptune are conjunct, but they are square. Mars and Neptune are conjunct, but they are square to that eclipse point. And so don't be overconfident right now, because your overconfidence can lead to arrogance, cockiness, and it can set you up for a trap. So anybody who's got 15 degrees, it's really important that you are awake on June 5th. But anybody who's got planets, especially personal planets, between the 11th and the 19th degree, especially of mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, and Sag, this is for you. Also on the 5th, the nodes are at the 29th degree of Sag and Gemini. So it's the South node in Sagittarius at 29 degrees and the North node at 29 degrees Gemini, which, you know me, I'm probably the only one that talks about it, but that 29th degree is the hardest degree. It can bring up a lot of pain. It is really, really intense. So I do like having Venus right next to the sun. I love Venus. I am a Venetian girl. I love Venus, yes. And it softens the edges, but I just don't know if Venus can even, if it can hold up, you know, in all the other aspects with the 29th degree and with the square. And I mean, that's a lot to stand up against. So anyways, I'm very nervous about this full moon. I am going to be honest. I'm always truthful with you. And I will be doing something to counterbalance it. I will be trying to set my life up so I can have a very, very calm day that day. Around the 1st, I will be telling myself to, you know, go on nature walks or go for a run and not allow my anxieties to get too high. At that time, you can feel on the eclipse, you can feel like there's a bombastic energy out there. You might be the receiver of it or the creator of it. You might feel really unloved. You might feel like you are not even lovable, or you might have somebody in your life that you no longer have loving thoughts for, and that's painful too. You might feel undervalued. You might feel that there's a loss of love. You might feel angry with others. So go slow with yourself. There's a few more dates in June that I want to give to you. And then I will follow up with a June and July transits video for you, because I think it's really important that we stay connected and that you know these good days and these hard days so you can prepare for them. Because we're finding out that hard days are way harder than hard ever meant, right? Like, we've had hard days in the past, and now we're realizing this is a new kind of hard. So everybody's talking about a new normal. Well, this is like a new kind of hard. So on June 12th, this is a really interesting day. Neptune conjuncts Mars, and the moon is, Neptune conjuncts Mars and also the moon in Pisces. And when the moon moves past that Neptune-Mars conjunction in Pisces, right, and it gets into Aries around the 14th of June, I think we're going to see really some type of massive social crusade, a collective crusade for those who are suffering around June 12th. It's like something really enormous is going to happen around the 12th. And there may be a swelling up inside of you where you no longer want to sit on the sidelines. And you really want to be a part of the collective solution. because we're all in this together. It doesn't matter where you live. If you're in Africa or Asia and I'm sitting here in Seattle, or you live in the North Pole or Greenland or Australia or New Zealand, it doesn't matter. We can see more clearly than ever, and we will see it on the 14th, that we are truly one. So on June 18th, Mercury goes retrograde until July 12th. And we may really feel vulnerable at this time because it's all happening in Cancer. So we really need to feel connected and share our feelings and share our thoughts with others, and really allow ourselves to feel the vulnerability, but also express our vulnerability, even though we don't want to. And that's going to happen around 14 degrees Cancer. So this Mercury in retrograde at that time, June 18th through July 12th, is a time that I want you to really prepare in advance for. And so then we have all those planets retrograde, and it's a time when we really are being asked to go within ourselves. And then on June 21st, we're going to have that new moon. So that new moon is going to be really important, and that's going to be what my next video is about coming up. Maybe not my exact next, but my future video is going to be about those June transits and all the way into July, because we've got a lot cooking right now. I hope you are wonderful. Go order a report and find me on my Instagram at Soul Navigation. Leave me a comment. Please share. Help me get to 20,000 subscribers. And from my house to yours, all the love in the world for you. Take good care.